at Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for October 12th, Monday, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. Our externality, this civilization, what we perceive, so to speak, our awareness right here, right now. We've been given the opportunity at the deepest level of reality. And the universe has given us an opportunity to discover this connection with the divine. Now, most of us, it takes a very long time to get there. But it's all about us choosing to have enough awareness to go within and stay within and to discover what we're part of. And when we do this, it creates total freedom, total love, empowerment, enlightenment in our lives. So think about that. By going within and discovering who and what we are, and discovering that this externality is an illusion. And then we've been given all of these things that a lot of us are in combative mode with, ourselves, the ego, the mind, all the externality, the body, everything. And, struggling, scraping, worrying, stressing and fearing. And it's across the planet, it's across the whole civilization. When you imagine if we have the confidence, or when we have the confidence with ourselves through the heart-mind, and we don't fear discovering who and what we are, and we forgive all the things that we feel, the guilt, the uneasiness, whatever it is that we judge ourselves in this life of experiencing, we release it. If you knew absolutely, with not even a fraction of a smidgen of a doubt, that you would discover your connection with the divine, and it would create total freedom, love, empowerment, enlightenment in your life, and you would be given an opportunity while you're in a human body, a mankind body, to create whatever you wish to, including transcending every level of suffering, life mastery over your minds. Think about that. You see how the perspective has been so twisted, where many of us are frightened to even go there. And this inner mastery, that's what it is available to anybody who truly believes it's possible to be free from any type of suffering forever. Any type of suffering forever. Now, some of us, of course, feel that we need to suffer more before we are ready for liberation, while others believe they have had enough and are not willing to tolerate living in some version of an inner conflict another day. Now, what's interesting is that, this is an interesting thing, is that even though that the people who are truly honestly finished with their own personal suffering toleration project suddenly create an inner shift in their consciousness that has the most fascinating dimension to it. They begin having a fully open, consistently receptive, welcoming quality to life. which behaves much like a cosmic womb and continuously ready and willing to give birth to a deeper connection with the God source within. And if we look deeper and begin exploring what exactly is this cosmic womb, what is it? We see that it is the foundation for all matter and antimatter. It is this awesome, supremely empty, universal blackboard of which all consciousness and all its content fall upon. And in a more spiritual context, we might say the cosmic womb is the home base where the creative, all-loving God source abides. Now, the womb is the feminine aspect of God, and all matter and consciousness is the male aspect. It's clear to understand that. The womb is the feminine aspect of God, and all matter and consciousness is the male aspect. So just as you and I came from a womb, everything in the universe was also born out of a womb as well. It is what existed before the Big Bang, whatever that may be, before the first thought, before there was an empty void in existence. And when we begin to personally begin exploring this 100% pure emptiness of existence, we can often first encounter a negative states of emotional sensation. And this is what the negative states of emotional sensation are. And we have all experienced them more than once, and none of us are exempt. And those are lack, apathy, loss, or even depression. And this is part of the normal emptying out procedure that is simply a clearing of the ego's list of negative limiting beliefs it's been gripping onto. Negative limiting beliefs. And through a persistent curiosity, devotion, meditation, prayer, or spiritual practice of investigation, this purely empty, cosmically connected, womb-like space inside of us, we soon discover something radically divine and absolutely precious abides at the core. And at the core of our inner cosmic womb is absolute freedom, true inner peace, and indescribable self-love. If each of us truly, deeply loved ourselves, truly and deeply loved ourselves, this would be a whole different civilization, and a whole different life, and a whole different planet. So this just pure, deep self-love, a deeply penetrating awareness in the connection to all the power and energy in the entire universe. Connection. Plugging in. See, our plugs have been unplugged for a very long time. All you got to do is pick up the plug and plug it in. That's you. Now, to some people, you would say this too. They'd say, well, your wingnut or Fruit Loop, that's crazy. It sounds outrageous and unbelievable. Yet, when each of us experience it for ourselves, we see that's precisely what it is. The cosmic womb is our sacred entry point. It's our spiritual gateway to instantly commune with the divine. And when we are inside this absolutely pure empty space, the most direct, loving inner guidance immediately shows up. And it provides the most vital information and insights we were most needing to have. And we are here to discovering how to live in a constant reverent communion with a sacred womb within is the most solid spiritual foundation that we can relax our entire lives into. There really is not anything more reliable, since the cosmic womb is always there, always ready to be received, and always creating the deepest possible transformation within us. So when we choose to surrender deeply to life, we discover our own personal relationship and intimate connection with this deepest experience of reality. And to prove that is real, that it is real, we're given the gift of effortlessly finding total mastery over our minds, peace with every emotion we have, a profound unity with our own consciousness, and thus total mastery of our lives. Why wouldn't we be doing that collectively across the planet? I think everybody knows the answer to that. Because the ego and the mind are masters over us, and as we are the slaves, they are pathetically horrible masters. Picture that now in your motion picture in your heart minds. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we wouldn't want to be with. Isn't that interesting? Pretty good quote from Pamela Wilson. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we wouldn't want to be with. You're this ultimate mischief and brilliance. All the wisdom, compassion, and treasure is within. So where are you going to hide it? I find it such a surprise to notice that who we are is the pulsing heart of the emptiness, the mountain strength of the vastness. Now, those in the East have known about this purely empty state for thousands of years, yet they, too, don't collectively explore it. And they call it shunyata, and it means pure emptiness. Yet, in a positive sense, not like the negative interpretation that's cast upon being empty in the West. Negative interpretation that's cast upon being empty in the West, since the Western mind is more focused on materialism, productivity, and achieving things in the outer world. Emptiness would seem like a negative experience for the traditionally conditioned Western mind, because the Eastern mind sees all matter as illusory, transitory, here today, gone tomorrow, then that which is void of matter, purely empty of thought, is understood to be our closest connection to our divine spiritual nature and ultimate foundation. So it's different perspectives, but being from the one. Discovering 100% reliable spiritual foundation is the most colossal gift we could ever give ourselves. Finding that which never changes, is always permanent, always reliable, eternal, indestructible, and absolutely free, simply sets the mind at ease. So it allows our soul to rest in our body, to experience the feeling that we can be at home here now, no matter what seems to be happening in the outer world. This is where a lot of us are lost, because we don't know what the inner world is. We think our world is out there and we're connected to it from within. And that is not the truth. That's the deception. It's a doorway. You can call it whatever you wish. Cosmic womb, home, peace, joy. It's the greatest doorway to our highest freedom. And it's the full realization of our unbounded spiritual nature. It's our essential entry point for how we can instantly reclaim our real spirituality, which in turn initiates in complete mind-body healing. It is a guarantee that when you do this, when you choose to go within and discover the divinity that is housed within you, your mind and body completely heal. That's some of the magic that's in the celestial chamber. Permanent totality. Just a few seconds in the womb, we immediately experience heaven is within. We encounter a timelessness and an infinite spaciousness inside that opens a purely awakened mind, unstoppable energy, and infinite love within ourselves. We discover we are already spiritual beings at the core of every moment. At the core of every moment that we are already spiritual beings. We experience our spiritual indestructible essence is always here, always now, and always, always, always available. Right now you have the small light of the ego to help you to see, to grow, to find your way. And you are afraid to extinguish it. Then you will fall into utter darkness for a time, while the dark night of the soul. In a dark night, even a glowworm is quiet. Quite a hope that light exists. Right now, you have the small light of the ego to help you to see, to grow, to find your way, and you are afraid to extinguish it. Then you will fall into utter darkness for a time, while the dark night of the soul. In a dark night, even a glowworm is quite a hope that light exists. Osho. So this cosmic entry point, this womb, if you will, inside you right now, is easy to discover. In fact, it takes zero effort and energy to realize it's here. The more the mind efforts to try to find it, the more elusive the womb becomes. So your cosmic womb can only be found through a deep relaxation into your consciousness. It is not something experienced when we are unconscious, half-conscious, or operating in automatic habits of the mind. The womb is only found when the mind is not there. It is only found when the mind is not there. When we are free from all of the demands and desires of the ego. Only when we can truly, fully relax, remove all our masks, and happily reveal the amazing enlightened being we all truly are. So your cosmic womb, all of ours, is found through a constant experience, a constant experience of receptivity and surrender. When we can become supremely unguarded, free from any need or agenda, only then are we fully receptive, and the God Source instantly enters us. We must surrender completely to the totality of our existence, to all our problems and their solutions, letting everything release. And in this great letting go, all the answers to life's greatest questions seem to be painted in perfect pictures on the womb's vast, infinite, holy blackboard. This grand emptiness is so profound that the infinitely creative source has no other choice than to draw out all the answers for you. The power in the womb is so intoxicating and liberating that all your pains and personal issues are orgasmically taken over by the divine. The womb awakens us instantly, points us back to the most radical essence of who we truly are. And it gives us exactly what we are most needing to experience. So you might ask yourself, how do I initiate this? How is this engaged? To initiate the process of discovering your inner cosmic womb, you can start this week. Start with being more allowing and welcoming and receptive and expansive in your thinking than you normally would. So you might try this as an exercise, is in welcoming each experience of life and its opposite. Welcoming each experience of life and its opposite. Meaning, welcome in the pain and the pleasure, the joy and the sadness, the frustration and the ecstasy. You get the picture. The cosmic womb is already allowing all the good, bad experiences in this world to play out on its universal blackboard without discrimination or judgment. So it is simply allowing for everything, including the mind and its various states of consciousness, to unfold as they will. So you're like a cosmic blackboard, allowing for all. The very instant we welcome our totality, the dark and the light, we become 100% to this present moment, and the most amazing discoveries are found. Each moment, moment to moment, becomes another epiphany and a holy experience to be revealed. We begin to find every day as a great gateway to absolute creativity, expanded love, and a higher state of consciousness. Through welcoming all good, bad experiences, we can allow this unlimited God source of energy to freely enter our lives. Freely enter our lives. But when we're fighting the bad and we're fighting the good, and they are not allowed to both come in because of our fears, which are externally created, then we are in turmoil. It's like how many people in this country, all over the planet for that matter, if are feeling stuck in a relationship, trapped in a job, powerless in a financial situation, or simply inadequate in their lives, they are not feeling into the full contraction and expansion of their consciousness. It's only when they let go of this clinging or resisting either side and let this grand pendulum swing. So if you're welcoming everything on the outside and the inside, you cannot and will not miss the cosmic womb. It's only when we fight it. It's only when, I'm going to run for, I don't care to deal with that. I don't care to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. I'm just going to put it away. I'm not going to be faced with that. We run from both. And the good news is that the universe already always loves you. Isn't that, it's just kind of crazy. It's perpetually sending you wake-up calls, trying to pour its greatness and its sweet healing love and wild ecstasy into you. Are you ready for this? That's the question. Are you ready for it? Can you handle a cosmic state of ecstasy? Can you? Are you really ready? Ask yourselves. Then become ridiculously receptive to experiencing everything in life again. Become like the most beautiful feminine flower, tasting the fresh morning rays. Of sunlight dancing on your skin. God must enter you here. It has no other choice. It must surrender to you if you allow for it to enter you. Simply open yourself up to all of existence. This is is the most effortless and easy way to realize and experience your divinity. Another quote from Osho, the ego functions like a blindfold on your eyes. The sun rises and you remain in darkness. The music goes on, but you don't hear a thing. You live in the ocean of love, but nothing is felt. With the ego, you remain like a dying tree uprooted. Then life looks like this long, drawn-out tragedy. The whole thing seems to be so ridiculously meaningless, and consciousness seems to be something irrelevant and accidental. A little bit of advice on your journey into the womb. It is a glorious and ferocious ride, and nothing short of that. It is a glorious and ferocious ride, and nothing short of that. The mind will have a tendency to try to remain in control, to dictate reality, and micromanage your destiny. This is a very old habit, which it's not going to let go easily. It's going to try to make you feel it is better not to surrender to existence. It feels a desperate need for protection, safety, and security. It tends to live life from a place of fear rather than freedom, love, or ecstasy. Just know that any time you are not feeling free, any time you are not feeling free, your mind has taken over, has forgotten the cosmic womb, is here to liberate you, and is desperately trying to escape from some illusionary prison it's caught in. And the great spiritual setup in this is that our souls have signed up for millions of mind games that believe we are imprisoned so that we can break free and believe we are free. We decided for millions of mind games that believe we are imprisoned so that we can break free and believe we are free. We all want to experience it all, and we'll settle for nothing less. Any attempt to be in total control of a game is pointless, throws our body into a state of contraction. So just understand that your mind is stuck in the habit of constantly attempting to find freedom from an illusionary prison that it created. And all the answers and real goodies you're seeking are inside this jail cell. There's no need to escape from it. And when you realize this, the bars and walls suddenly, miraculously dissolve. Any seeking for freedom, love, or enlightenment in another person, spiritual text, or concept is inherently coming from the feeling of missing out on this divine spiritual womb-like connection within yourself. There's no greater guru than trusting your life and the wisdom in your heart. There's no greater guru than trusting your life and the wisdom in your heart. Realize this deeply and completely. This mind of yours is the only thing blocking you from experiencing this divine God-source connection. No matter how scared the mind is, it is still in your way. The mind has trying. It's fooled you, trying to achieve some personal private goal out there, rushing around as if your soul didn't have an eternity of time ahead of you. So be careful of the mind. It acts much like a locomotive, coal, burning train that's been hurling down the same old tracks for years and years and years. It's never stopped. It doesn't know how to stop, or at least consciously. So, of course, the mind may pause for the occasional red light along the way, yet for it to come to a full, complete halt and turn off its engines, whistles, and backup motors is unheard of. If we ever want to discover the divine womb and the greatest mystery of life within ourselves, we must abandon this suicidal train for good. We must leap far from these old tracks, hurl ourselves into the unknown. It is here that we will find the soft green grass catches our fall, where we can lay the mind down gently to rest as we bask in the golden sunset beyond the fields, making mad, passionate love with God behind the world's closed eyes. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. The first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. We've all experienced the fact that if your body's not relaxed, are you? No. So from head to toe, inside and out, let it go. All of it. All the externality, all the materialism, all of the wanting. Let go. It's all yours anyway. Why hold on to it? So from head to toe, body will respond. Drop the shoulders. Alleviate the stress. You just let it go. The body won't hold it if you say to the body, don't hold it, let it go. So whatever you've magnetized yourself the last 24 hours or further, it's old, it's past, it's gone. Let it go. You've experienced whatever it is you want to experience. So as we relax the body, we'll move into the now. Now is all we have. Space between heartbeats. In the moment to moment. That's our power center. Living in the moment to moment. Being in deep gratitude. Genuinely deep gratitude. 24/7. Always. Deep eternal love. Always. Some of us will go in the past, we reminisce, we have memories and stuff that, and song will ignite it, or just a thought. And we reminisce, we embrace it, and we have fun with it, and we feel good about it, and then we leave it. See? Because we know it's over, it's done. It's past, it's old energy that's just it's dissipated, it doesn't exist anymore. And then we skip the now and go into the future. Future doesn't exist, but we wander around in it. When is this going to happen for me? When am I going to have the money I need? When am I going to have the love that I need? That's the future. So wandering around in the future. And the now is left alone, unfortunately, for many. Some of us will stay so long in the past that we'll create the past into a future that doesn't exist. And relive that past in that future. Not really a good way to go, to repeat things over and over again. Instead of saying, wow, the unknown has so many opportunities for me. So we stay in the now. The now stills the mind. You still the mind. You leave the mind. You leave the mind alone. Leave it alone. You can do that by being only in moment to moment. You will discover that the noise and the hectic freeway of thoughts subsides. You can leave the mind by being in the now in total silence, in the void, in nothingness, the sacredness of space. We create our futures in the now, moment to moment. Whatever, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're focused on it. How do we stay in the now when we get there? It's our breath. It's our breath. Our divine positive energy. It sustains the body that holds the divine. The kingdom of God. we release the stress from the body, and we're in a silence mode with ourselves. We have 7 chakras, vortexes of energy, wheels of light, running right through the center of us. These are spiritual pathways, gateways to the divine, to spirituality, back to the physical. So it's back and forth, back and forth. We have our God force energy, which flows through these conduits, these energy vortexes, these wheels of light. Now, they all look like flowers, different kinds of flowers. They all have different geometrical shapes in them, and they're all beautiful, different, varying colors. So we take our divine positive energy, our God force energy is flowing through them. We take the breath through the nose and the God force energy along with the divine positive energy. And we bring it up through the root chakra, the red wheel of light, the Muladhara. What is this connection with this? It's our career, money mindset, and sense of belonging. It's how we view things in those areas. It is our foundation and feeling of being. The base of the spine tailbone area. Emotional connections issues, survival issues such as financial independence, money, food, physical association, spine, rectum, legs, arms, and circulatory system. And then we go to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, this is the Vadhisthana. This is our sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's in our lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. See this happening in your motion picture in your heart minds. Emotional issues and connections, sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. We go to the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is the yellow golden wheel of light, personal power and ability to channel. It's our ability to be confident and in control of our lives, as to flow, as within, as the divine. It's in the upper abdomen and the stomach area. With emotionalities, issues, and connections to self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. Physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, skin. We move to the green wheel of light, the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. This is our love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It's our ability to love. If you haven't discovered that you are the love, and you haven't discovered that you deeply love yourself, how can you love outside of yourself? It's the center of the chest, just above the heart. Emotional connections and issues are love, joy, and inner peace. Our physical association, our heart, our thymus, our lower lungs, our circulatory system, our immune system. Then we go to the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha. It's self-expression. It's our ability to talk, communicate with each other, ourselves. It's in the throat. Emotional issues or connections or communication, self-expression of feelings, the truth. Physical association, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we move to the third eye chakra, the Ajna. Intuition, sense of purpose, direction in life. You call it the brow chakra because it's kind of like in between the brow. It's in between the eyes and the brow, but it's up like in between your two brows, the brow chakra. Emotional issues are intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Physical associations, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. And we go to the crown chakra, the Sahasrara. This is our connection to the divine. The highest chakra represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. vitality and pure bliss. Physical association, pineal gland, brain, nervous system. Now we bring this divine positive energy all the way up through the center of these energy vortexes known as our chakras, spiritual conduits. And then we get to the top of the head, and we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am, and in your motion picture in your heart mind, you see it compress into pure liquid energy. It's like a ball of fire and glitter, and you release it over the pineal gland. You look at the pineal gland any way you want, your motion picture in your heart mind. I look at it as a rosebud, green ball. And as I release the pure liquid energy, the green ball becomes a beautiful, fully bloomed rose and multicolored petals. And it sends out these beautiful, soft waves of vibrational frequency of deep, eternal love. And a wonderful fragrance. And it opens up all the gateways. Effortlessly, we can travel by not moving. We can be in everything and everything, nothing and nothing at the same time. It opens up all the gateways. It is our connection to all the particles of existence, our connection to the God, the pure consciousness, and beyond. So it's very important to us while we're in these bodies for us to learn and experience. We're also consciously aware that each and every one of us are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Our God-light energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. We have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. And both of them are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Now the archangels, their civilization have vibrated a different frequency than we do. So we don't see them like we see each other. But we talk with them and meet them all through life. It's just that we don't know that we are. Could be a relative, could be a friend, could be a stranger. All forms, all images that interact with us and we them. And it's always blissful. You always feel light. You always feel good. You always feel curious. This is bliss. Now, thousands can surround any one of us at any one time because they can hold many in a small area because of their frequency. Are we them and they us? Yes. Ascended masters. They've mastered ascending out of body and hold God form, pure consciousness. We are ascended into body to master physical form. Our mind, our ego, our bodies. Are we them or they us? Absolutely. We're all gathered. So we're compelled to call out to all the other parts of us, all the other reflections of all of us, the One, the God, the pure consciousness, source creator. So we call out to all light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. They come in the Plexus. One Plexus fills this entire universe. They come in trillions of Plexus from every direction. They are with us now. Call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. All of them, all the civilizations and species, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. They come into billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. We're only familiar with a handful of them, somewhat familiar. We haven't sat down at the dinner table and had dinner with them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with includes all the levels and all the species of these civilizations, both the dark end and the light end, just like our civilization. You know, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Zeta Reticuli, the Feline, the Nords, the Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian, and countless others. Only those that are consciously aware of their higher frequency of deep eternal love, the deepest, deepest, deepest of eternal love, and the deepest, deepest, deepest of eternal gratitude can be with us. Their frequencies are low, they would not be with us. They could not be. They've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come into billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of the circle of light. They come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms in, on, above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. We're only familiar with a handful of them, and fractionally so. They come in the trillion shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, maybe 1% we've seen. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the fairies, the elves, the sprites, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We're all together, in all existence and existence, in nothing and nothing, all here, reflecting one another, arm in arm, hand in hand. All of our gods, our collective consciousness is one. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God light energy, our God force energy, is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We form in a flash this massive circle of light. It that we all are. It is the highest of the highest high of all vibrational frequencies. It is the true power of all creation, everything and everything. This circle of light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even come close to its brightness and brilliance. It floods everything and everything, all of our brothers and sisters. This planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, on it, in it, above it, below it, around it, in pure, deep, eternal love. Tremendously highest of the high frequencies. Vaporizing all low frequencies, all external authority. So we begin to ascend up, and we're immediately met with a gossamer field of trillions of vibrant multitude of colored mirrors, mini mirrors, reflecting all of us to and from each other. Massive. Transforming all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance and dispersing them in pure consciousness. They're no longer. They do not exist. We're met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that of our power. We are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This column reminds us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we're all imbued head to toe, inside and out, with a God light energy of deep, eternal love. It is impenetrable, this armor. It cannot be violated from any external authority. It cannot be breached. It cannot be terminated. There is nothing externally that can shift it, harm it, or dissipate it. But only you have the power. Only you. And if you decide, whether consciously or unconsciously, to lower your vibrational frequency low enough of hatred, anger, deceit, deception, manipulation, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, you are then met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds us, each and every one of us, that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We just send them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can purify and cleanse the area where these lower frequencies were, and we can restore the vibrational harmony, head to toe, inside and out, of pure, deep, eternal love, sealing the breach, once again balancing us into the perfection of divinity that we all are. We continue to levitate above the planet. And as we continue to levitate above the planet, many of us step outside our physical form and float effortlessly above it. And as we do this, we see this massive crystalline light tower. It sits right in front of us. It's larger than a solar system. How can it not? We created it. So inside, in the shaft, we see this oblong sphere that is pulsating out a golden white light from the center, bathing us, saturating us. It's like a lifting mist. It's wonderful, magna glorious. It fills us with divine positive energy, love, gratitude. It warms you. See it in your heart minds, in your motion picture. And then out around it, we have these multitude of colors that are doing the same, flooding out. Tranquility, one wave. Another wave, benevolence. Another wave, abundance. Another wave, gratitude. Another wave, humbleness. Another wave, generosity. Another wave, kindness. Another wave, prosperity. Another wave, total bliss, peace, joy. Constantly, eternally. And at the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come flooding down in every direction, 360 degrees of deep, pure, eternal love. We're being constantly flooded. And we're each the essence. We are each drops of that golden ocean. The drops are the ocean. The ocean is the drops. We then look and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds well over 1,000 of our meditations in perpetual motion. All of us gathered here, the liberation of this planet. Everything and everything, nothing and nothing. And each day, on-world and off-world, we continue to contribute effortlessly with deep eternal love and gratitude for all brothers and sisters, all reflections of all of us, all at once. That's why this meditative sphere continues to bathe, flood, saturate all of us perpetually, eternally, with deep eternal love, gratitude, tranquility, benevolence, abundance, peace, joy, bliss. And that's why it can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. In your motion picture, in your heart minds, understand you're going to a place you've decided to discover the divine womb and the greatest mystery of life within ourselves. We must abandon the social train for good. We choose. We must leap far from those old tracks and hurl ourselves into the unknown. It is here we will find the soft green grass catches our fall, where we can lay the mind down gently to rest, as we will bask in the golden sunset beyond the fields, making mad passionate love with God behind the world's closed eyes. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close us out. continuous realization of the divine, universally interconnected, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent being you truly are. The continuous realization of the divine, universally interconnected, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent,